Okay, let me see. Okay, firewall. Normally, basically firewall, if we can see firewall from simple simple term, we can see it like this. For example, we have the internet, okay, and then we can have firewall here, and then this is our network here, local area network. Okay. This is the connection from here to here, and then we have another connection from here to here. Okay. So basically the firewall will manage the connection between the internet to our local network. Normally, okay, this is we are talking about IP version 4. Okay. In IP version 4, because we run out of IP address basically right now, let me tell you a little bit about this because we are in big trouble right now. Okay. IP version 4 run out. Okay. Exhaustion. Let me see. See this. Oops, forbidden. Okay. Let me see. Okay, this one maybe. So basically, we ran out of IP version 4 in 2000. What's the okay? The African countries still have some IP version 4. Okay, this is Afrinic, which is Africa. This is Apnic is blue. Okay, we still have some little bit, but we nearly ran out of IP version 4. But the US, ARIN is US, the IP version 4 is gone there. Okay, the problem with no IP version 4, if we know, so IP address is this one. Okay, just to give you some idea. Okay, clear. So this is the IP address. Okay. So every single computer on the internet must have an IP address. And the IP address must be unique. So there is no two computers have the same IP address basically, except in local network. So we can have many local network, and we set proxy of the local network for accessing the internet. Okay, so we have set up something like, what is the thing here? Okay, so basically the firewall can act as a proxy, so the computer in local network can access the internet using single IP address, public IP address here. Okay, so that's one of the function of firewall. There are many functions of the firewall. So one of them is to preserve IP address. So using one IP address, we can access the internet. Okay, because we run out of IP address right now. Okay, now that's one. Now the problem is that's okay for client, for users. If we want to set up a server, then server need a dedicated IP address. Server IP address cannot be used by client, so it must be separate. Server IP address and client IP address, it must be separate. For example, we have client here. For example, we have client server here, server, it must have different IP address than client, of course. Okay, but the IP version 4 is run out, so we don't have any IP address for server. Now, to give you some idea, the problem is the Indonesian government is trying to set up the e-government. It called SPBE. It basically e-government, basically. Within the e-government, okay, here. Within the e-government, we basically have intranet of each institution. We have intranet. They call it, so basically we have e-government. Oops, not big enough, eh? Okay, and within the government concept, we have intranet. It's called GIP, which is the intranet, and we have TDN, which is the data center, where the server, where we store the server. This is data center, national data center. This is intranet network, which is basically the local area network of each institution. Okay, now to be able to make sure that all the system will run correctly, we cannot, within the SPBE framework, we cannot use IP version 4. Okay, it's written. So we must use IP version 6. Okay, so no more IP version 4. Okay, I'll give you the problem here. Okay, most of the operator use IP version 4 right now, except Excel. Excel have the capacity to use IP version 6. So basically they enable the IP version 6. But the rest of the operator, they still use IP version 4. That's the problem. I like to show you the modem at home. My modem. This is my modem basically. Okay, this is my modem. I hope I can check the IP address of the internet. Let me see if I can check the internet IP address. No, it has connection to the internet. Where is the wide area network? Okay, this is one.
Nggak bisa, kali ini harus datang, karena kan kita memilih yang mau diajukan jadi.
Nope. Okay.
Mulai sekarang kalau gitu ini aja. Sekarang justru kan kemarin kan malah kita
system information 1. Oops. If we are, for example, it's very slow. Oops. Yes, that's it. Takes a while. But basically in the one, you can see exactly there is no this one. Okay. See this? Make it bigger. See this, the IP address? This one is not public IP address. This is private IP address. 10 something is normally used for local area network. So this IP address is not for internet. This one is used for local area network, not internet. So we are running out of IP address, running out of numbers, and then the operator tricked us to use the local IP address as their internet address, and basically they think we are dumb, so it's okay. But this creates a problem. Okay, so the e-government will not be able to work because all the operator using this one. I already talked to the Ministry of Communications and Digital. I talked to many things. They don't care. basically. Okay, the internet still working? Yes, it's working, but the e-government is not working because of this. Okay, because we should be able to talk to each other, and we run out of number. We need to switch to IP version 4, and no one listened about this. So well, okay, that's life basically. So SPB is not working now in IP version 4, 6. We also have another problem if we are able to run IP version 6, because many of us not familiar with IP version 6. Okay, because of that, we actually what the setting of firewall is no setting of firewall in IP version 4. Because of that, if we use IP version 6, every traffic can go back and forth between the internet and our local network without any provisioning, any monitoring, any supervising. So it's basically free, and that's dangerous. So we are in that kind of problem. Okay, so that's about a little bit about firewall at high level. Okay, so the firewall, the function of firewall to control the traffic, and many of the operator only familiar with IP version 4. Okay, and we run out of IP address in IP version 4. Okay, for example, if we try to host our server in the national data center, in PDN, the national data center, normally one institution will get only like one IP address, IP version 4. That's it. Okay, because the government maybe doesn't understand what IP version 6. I don't know. So that's what happened. Okay, so although the president, the minister, they said okay, we want to build e-government and so on, but in reality, the technical guy, they don't realize that the IP address is gone. There is no more IP address, basically IP version 4. We need to switch to IP version 6, and no one understand to implement this correctly. So that's the problem in firewall. So now I like to show you how to set up firewall a little bit, but so the previous one, I give you some idea about the function of the firewall, why we need firewall and so on. And then now we like to set up the firewall. For example, the firewall itself, there are many ways to set up firewalls, but the idea is very simple. Actually, there are basically 2-3 types of method when setting up the firewall. Not many, there are only few types, but the problem is every times we set up a firewall, it's basically like it works. Firewall basically works very similar to lookup table. Okay, it will check the traffic and check the traffic against a lookup table within the firewall. If we have many checklists in the firewall, it will make the traffic slower, because every packet goes through the firewall, have to compare to every single checklist in the firewall, and that makes things slower. Okay, so that's dangerous. The dangerous part of firewall. To make the firewall work faster, we need to change the processor of the firewall. So we need to use like high-speed computer in the firewall. It's maybe okay for small office, but for ministry level or big company, we need to have something very big. And if it is for the local internet service provider or operator, the firewall become very big. And the problem with IP version 4, it's not efficient. So the parsing process of the packet is not efficient, different than IP version 6. IP version 6 is much more efficient than IP version 4. Okay, but not many operator understand how to set up correctly IP version 6. So we are in that kind of trouble. Okay, now I like to show you how to set up these things. The firewall, there are many firewall, of course. Let me see. I like to show you the one in MikroTik. Okay. This is MikroTik. Let me see if there is about firewall. Okay. We can do a lot of things here in firewall. For example, we can do rate limit. Okay. See this? It's very nasty. So basically, the firewall has the capacity to limit the bandwidth of certain computer. We can do something like this. So this is how to set up the firewall. It's not very user-friendly. This is in MikroTik. Very similar to this in Cisco and so on. Okay, I'll show you the if we want to filter at application layer. This is firewall. We want to if there is a traffic to porn site, it will filter the traffic like this. Okay, so action drop. We can actually read this one. IP version firewall filter. If it is a forward packet, that means the packet is outgoing from our network to the internet. If in the application layer, basically layer 7 is application layer, there is porn. Okay, it will use a regular expression to select porn. It will drop the packet, but it will check one by one rules. Every single rules will be checked on one single packet that will be sent to the internet. That it means we need a very powerful machine if we have many filter, many rules. Okay, so that's very dangerous actually, this one. Okay, and then this one is, for example, we can filter, we can remove basically, we can limit, not remove, we can limit the traffic for certain port only. This is on it only allow port 80 and 447. 80 is HTTP, 447 is HTTPS. It can also match a certain so we can use this. This is a certain regular expression. Okay, so we can use this kind of command. This is in MikroTik. Okay, I will not go into detail because the time is limited. We can also redirect traffic. We can do a lot of things. Okay. Now, that's firewall in MikroTik. Of course, there is. Do I have in Cisco? I forgot. I think I don't have in Cisco. There is a security in Cisco. Oh, this is a security for routers. There is no firewall in Cisco. Okay, I have not. We can check using ChatGPT or something. Okay, now in Linux, the firewall is much simpler than that. Let me see here. We can do something like this: AP tables, list. Okay, so the firewall in Linux, so if we install Linux, the firewall is built in Linux. We can use IP tables -L. We can list the rules here. Oops. Okay. a lot of rules here. Okay, so basically we have input, forward, output. Okay, this one, the libvirt is the virtual chain. This one used by what's that? GNS3. So used by this one, GNS3. Okay, this one, the libvirt is used by GNS3 because I use this computer also for teaching network, and we use GNS3. I have to show you GNS3 then. GNS3 is for simulating network simulator. It's free. GNS3. You can download the GNS3. It's basically network simulator. Okay, you can download from the internet. We can simulate a network using GNS3, so you can learn how to set up MikroTik, Cisco, and so on using this kind of thing. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay. No. Okay. So for example, this is the dashboard of GNS3, and then for example, we want to have connection to the internet. We just grab cloud, so we have connection to the internet. For example, we want to have MikroTik here. I put MikroTik there. Okay, and then I can connect this MikroTik to this one, and then for example, I think I already changed my virtual machine here, so I need to delete first. Let me see if I can. Okay, I can add more computer here, preference. So GNS3 can talk to VirtualBox. VirtualBox is the virtual machine where we can run our server, our computer. So I can VirtualBox new. So it talk to the VirtualBox, and it will show you the machine that is not in the list, and we can add the machine into see this. Let me see if I have this one. Finish. So I have the server for attack for target. Okay. Where is Kali Linux? Let me see. Oops, there is no Kali Linux. Okay, I forgot. There is no Kali Linux here. Oh no, okay. Because I don't need one right now. Okay, finish. So we can have something like that. I don't want the original MikroTik remove. So we can have something like that. And then, oops. Apply. Okay. Okay. So we can have MikroTik here, and then we can have server here, and then we can have virtual PC here, and we can connect the network to each other. This one, and connect the PC one to the other Ethernet. Okay. Oops, I have not configured this one. So I need to configure first. This is end device. Okay, network. One, allow GNS3 to use configure VirtualBox adapter. So I need to do these things. Okay. How come? Bridge is already configured and after 0. Please remove it or allow virtual. Configure again. Sorry. Oh, okay. Apply. Okay. Let me see if I can connect now. Okay. It's connected. So, and then we can run, and then we can simulate things, and then we can configure the Vicrotic to do the firewall and everything. Okay. That I will not do that now. I will try to use my Linux machine. It's much easier. Exit. So basically we have this. Basically we have three main chain: input, forward, output. Okay, that's the three main chain in Linux. And then the normal one, but this is a bit crazy. See this? The policy is accept, accept, accept. So basically there is a firewall, but everything is accepted. So basically we have firewall, but it's not working because everything is accepted. Okay, now like to show you how it works. Basically, for example, we want to go to online gambling site, online judi online. This is I want to go to the actual site. How come there is no judi on? Okay, for example, slot. Okay, that's it. See this? This is the one of the education. LLDT is the education. It's part of the Ministry of Education that manage the private university. So LLDT is part of the Ministry of Education, and that's this particular organization is managing the private university. And see this? Education, but it has online gambling. Let me see. Oops. Oh, it's already changed. That's when they managed to find the online gambling and then they remove. Let me see if there is some more. Wow. Many people are able to. Okay. Let me see if I can go to this one. Okay. This is Uniman, which is one of the University of Indonesia. And then when we click the URL, it's becoming online gambling. So that's a problem. So basically, the online gambling will will hack any machine. They will try very hard to hack as many machines as possible, and then they inject this kind of page. Basically, they're trying to advertise about certain online gambling, and hopefully people will register. This is registered and log in and transfer their money. They are not asking much, only 25,000 rupiah, which is not much, but we can multiply this with like what 1 million users, so it's a lot of money actually. Okay, and this money goes to I think around Cambodia or something. So money goes to that area. It's Indonesian, but it's in Cambodia or that area there. Okay, so we want to firewall access to this one. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to check the IP address of this website, mbkm.uniman.ac.id. Okay, let me see. So I have to show the process. How can we do these things? Clear. Pick. Okay, so we get the IP address. This is done by the government actually. So the government is trying very hard to block any website that have virus or Trojan in it, and then they normally announce the website to the provider, the operator, and the operator put that into their firewall basically. Okay, but in this case we will do it manually from my computer. Okay, so we get the IP address of this particular website, and we want to block the website for user to access. But this user is only in my computer because I'm not setting this in the routers, so I set only in my computer only. Okay, so I cannot access to the that particular website. What I'll do is tables. Okay, I insert rules to output. Destination IP address is this one. Paste. Okay, that's the destination. So the command is very simple. The logic of the command is very simple. Basically, we need to insert something to the output because this is only the output, not the input. If we want to go to the website, that means the output. Destination is the IP address, and the job is we have 3 different jobs. The job is this one. It can be accept, it can be reject, it can be accept, reject, and drop. So there is accept, reject, and drop. The difference between reject and drop is very similar, but it's different. Okay. In reject, the sender, the user, the computer that send data will receive notification that the data is rejected. That's reject. If it is drop, then the sender will not be notified. Okay, so there is no notification if we use drop. So I normally use drop here. Drop. Okay. Now I include that rules into the firewall. Let me see. IP tables minus L. Let me see. Here. Okay. Oops, sorry. Here. See this? Target is drop. If the destination is this one. So this is the IP. It's actually the IP address is belong to ID Cloud Hosting. Okay. So I will drop the IP address. Interesting. So Uniman is actually host their machine in ID Cloud Host, and it's infected by online gambling. Okay, now, so this one is the one, the page before we drop the packet. Let me open another page, which is the same page here, same page, but hopefully it will drop the packet. See this? It's looping forever. It's trying to send the packet, but the actual packet will not reach the destination because we drop the destination using firewall. So that's how we set up firewall basically. Okay, to give you where is it? Let me see. Okay. Okay, so this is the one. But in the tables, they replace the IP address with host name of that particular IP address. Okay. So that's firewall. Okay, so it's quite easy if we get the if we know the host name or IP address. If we do not know the host name and IP address, then we are in big trouble. So we have to find. Okay, to find the bad host, actually Ministry of ComDG, before it's called ComInfo. They have a special machine. Okay, so in ComInfo they have a special machine, machine sensor. They call it. I don't know. I think they not call it. I don't know what it called. So basically, they have a special machine to find the bad website with pornographic or online gambling, and then that list they send it to the operator, and operator will put it in their firewall list. Okay. How the special machine works, basically, it's basically machine learning, something like that, and then it will crawl the web to get the it will crawl all the websites, and then it use machine learning to classify whether the website is good or bad. Basically, that's how it works. Okay. The machine, the software to do that, it's called drone umprit. Okay. So this is the drone umprit is actually the application used to grab the data, and the data is then classified, and whether this one is pornographic or gambling or it's a good. Then if it is pornographic and gambling, they put it in the list and send it to the operator to block. The dashboard of drone umprit is something like this. This is the dashboard. We can in this particular dashboard, Ismail Fahmi is the developer of drone umprit, used to analyze discussion in social media, basically how the war in the social media and so on. So, wow, okay. This one, Ridwan Kamil, Sandiaga Uno, Muhaimin, Prabowo, and so on. This is how the war is look like. Okay. This is pro Anies, contra Anies. Okay. If you want to see the so this is actually the dashboard. This is Ismail Fahmi. This is me. Actually, this picture is should not be released. For some reason, it's released to the internet. So it's a problem now. So this is my, I mean, this is Ono. This is actually the actual dashboard. Okay. I cannot tell you where the dashboard is because that's dangerous, but it's there. Okay. So basically we use the, what's that? Web scraping, and then for social media, and put it into machine learning and do some classification. But on this particular picture is for analyzing the social media actually. Okay. Okay. So that's firewall. Let me see if there is any questions. I have a questions. So does Olama already have basic knowledge, or does the answer of Olama only for knowledge we gave it? So Olama have, oops. So, so Olama, the basic knowledge of Olama is based on their library. It's very limited. You can check here, olama.org, com library. So based on this library, so basic knowledge is based on a library, depending of the number of token. This one is 1 billion token. This is 4 billion. This is 12 billion. This is 27 billion. So the basic knowledge based on this token right now. To add knowledge to this, so this is the basic knowledge. So depending on the model we load, let me show you the IP. Where is it? Okay. So we need to download the model first. So each model have different knowledge, of course. Okay. So we can select which one we want to use. The bigger the number, the more token in it. So like this one, 27 billion. This one, Kiwen, it has 32 billion. DeepSeek is the favorite one. It's being pulled for 38 million, 38.8 million. Let me make bigger. 38.8 million. Where is it? 38.8 million pool, and it has one of the largest token, 671 billion token. So that's why it's, the performance is comparable to OpenAI O1. Okay. So that's the largest one. So basically this is the basic knowledge, but of course their basic knowledge is not, if we need like special knowledge like this one, where is it? This. If we need special knowledge in cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, what normally we do is uploading the books. The machine learning, I have not uploaded any books. On cybersecurity, I have uploaded a lot of books. So I can upload a lot of books specific to certain topics. So basically, the actual basic knowledge of Olama is based on the model, but these books will be included into the context in the prompt. So Olama looks like smarter than before, but actually it's not that smart because we actually adding more knowledge in the Open Web UI. This is Open Web UI. So the knowledge is Open Web UI. Okay. So basically it has two. In this particular example, we have two different knowledge. The basic knowledge is coming from the model we use. Of course, the model we use depends on the how big our VRAM in GPU. And then we add more knowledge from the Open Web UI. That's why it's look smarter. Okay, let me see if there is any more questions. Okay, so hopefully it answered the questions. Okay, where is it? Oops. No. So that's firewall. We can also set up a demilitarized zone if you like. It's basically the ID is for demilitarized zone. This is the script. Basically, the ID is we have an area. Let me see if I have the pictures. Overview, cybersecurity, and then this one here. For example, we have a network like this. So we have internet on the left and we have intranet on the right. So in between, today we normally host the server in data center. So like web server, FTP server, email server, DNS server in data center. So this is not here. We put it in data center. But in the past, because there is no data center yet at that time, this is maybe in 1990 or something like that, 80 to 90, people actually put the server. So we have firewall to protect the intranet. We have filtering router. Between filtering router and the firewall, then we set up the small data center where we can put the server here. So people can access our website from the internet through filtering router, access the web like this. So to set up this is called, this part, normally we call it demilitarized zone. Okay. To set up a demilitarized zone, we can do something like, where is it? Oh, where is it? Okay. Nope. Nope. Demilitarized zone. Okay. No. Okay. We need to check. So basically, we need to set up the demilitarized zone. Where is it? Demilitarized zone. Not here. Okay, anyway, I lost. Okay, let me see if I can find it using the keyword DMZ. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is the command, something like this. Then we can set up the demilitarized zone using this IP address here. Okay, so this is the demilitarized zone for website. This particular server is website. It's running at port 80. But right now, a lot of people, this also can, so this is the website. So this is the basically the public IP address, and this one is the local DMZ. Okay, so that's DMZ. So we can do a lot of things actually in firewall. To be able to play around with firewall, maybe it's better to read the how-to file. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Firewall. IP tables. There is a mini how-to files for firewall. So basically you can read this one. Sorry, it's of course you can find it in English as well. So this is the how to list the IP table. This is the empty IP tables, and then this is the basic IP table command. This is to add rules. This is list rules. This is depending on the state of the connection, we can also limit the rate of the packet. So especially to fight against denial of service. So if we have denial of service attack, we may need to use this kind of packet limiter. Okay, so there's a lot of command here, mostly command line, and then this is the example of the connection. This is the example of the rules. So we add in the input, the protocol is TCP, destination port is SSH, it will be accepted. So that's how we read the command. Okay. We can also block traffic. We can edit the IP tables. Okay. And so on. Okay. Okay. So that's IP tables. Let me see. Okay. So that's IP tables. How many minutes do I have? 20 minutes. Let me see if I can do these things. Okay. This is how to remote login to different machine. SSH. Let me see if there is any more questions. No questions. Okay. Okay. Now that's IP table. Now I have around 20 minutes. So actually, so I ran the module very quickly. Hopefully we have more time later and we can play around with many things if we have more time. But maybe next week I will redo this one because it's more fun on this one. Okay. Now, for example, normally in the past, let me see if this server is running. Oh, okay. So this is the open the Olama server. Let me see if I can install Telnet. The Olama server IP address is 192.168.0.220. Okay. I can log into the server using SSH. Okay. You can do the same thing using the Windows command. So we can type something like this: SSH username and IP address 220, and I can be in the server. Okay, so that's today. So today we normally use SSH. So we use this one, SSH. Okay, in the past we use Telnet. Let me see if I can Telnet. Oh no. At Telnet 192.168.0.220. See, connection refuse. Telnet creating a problem for us because Telnet our connection will not be encrypted. So our connection is not encrypted if we use Telnet. Telnet is plain text connection, so hacker can sniff any traffic using Telnet. They can see our username and password and so on. So Telnet is refused right now. Okay. Now, using SSH, what else can we do? Okay, for example. Okay. So basically, there's SSH. Can we do automatic login? Yes, we can do automatic login. So I will give some overview of the feature. Maybe next week we can try it more thoroughly. Okay. So basically, in SSH, we exchange. So it's not only username password. We need to exchange the key between two machines. So machine and machine, they exchange key basically. We can use username password, yes, or we can use public key, private key. Okay, so to do those things, we need to generate the key. Okay, and then we copy the public key to the remote server, our public key to remote server, and then we need to set up we need to authorize the public key to our server, our computer, and then if we type SSH remote user at remote server, it will log in automatically. The server will not ask any password. So we can do something like that. If, for example, we are the administrator of a certain server and we don't want to remember the password, we can do something like this. Basically, we generate the public key and private key, and we upload the public key to the server, and then server can check our identity and we can log in without any password. So that's one. Okay, so this is fun. So we can actually remote the machine without any password. The other one that we can do is we can run a command remotely. Okay, so if we type only this part, SSH space user at server, that's only login to that particular server. If we add command at the end of this, then it will run the command remotely. So that's how to run the command remotely. If we want to run several commands, we can use this one. Okay, I don't know what it's called. So we can use this one. So we can have several commands running. Okay, we can run a script if you like. So we can transfer a script and run a script. Okay, but to do those things, we need to generate the public key, private key, and then we need to authorize first and so on. Okay, maybe I will do some demo about this next week. Okay, now that's remote remote command. The other one that we normally do is in Windows we have remote display protocol, RDP. Okay, so in Windows we can remote the window of the other end. We can use remote desktop protocol, and then we can grab or send the other end desktop to our computer, and we can work remotely using similar concept, but it's more secure on this one because it's encrypted. Where is it? I lost. Where is it? Okay. No. Okay. 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 So using remote display X forwarding, so this one is different than Windows. We can forward the graphical user interface of the other end to our computer. So basically, we can remote the GUI of the other computer to our computer. So we can work remotely. But this actually we do graphical transfer of the display, and that takes a lot of bandwidth. That's why when we work with server, normally we use command line interface. So basically text. We can send command and grab the data, text data only. So graphical is not, but if we need to set up if we need to access the graphical computer, then we can, SSH also can transfer the graphical over the network. Okay, so that's SSH. And then how to do it, we need to list the authentication of the X. We call it X window. So the graphical user interface in Linux normally X window. So we can check the X auth list, and then we can see the authentication list, and then we can transfer. We can add the our authentication to the X authority file on the remote end. Okay, then hopefully we can transfer the remote display of the other end to our computer. Okay, so that's basically, we list our authentication authority and then transfer to the other end, and then that's it. All we need to do is just add this one -X. Okay, that will remote the display from one computer to another computer. But this kind of approach is not for server. Most of the Linux server is running without Windows anyway, so this is for desktop only. Okay, now let me see is okay, SSH security. To make the SSH more secure, wow, I have not edit this file. I need to edit this file first. Okay. There are several things to make SSH more secure. Sorry, it's difficult to read. Basically, the port number, the normal port number for SSH is 22. Let me see if I can see this here. SSH. Okay. Okay. Let me go back again. So the configuration file of the SSH server is here, /etc/SSH. We can edit the configuration file parameter for the server SSH server configuration in this file, sshd_config. D means daemon, so it's server. Daemon is server. For some reason, people like daemon. And then normally, I will change this one, 22. Okay, the normal port number is 22, but every single hacker in the universe know that port 22 is SSH. So normally, if they see port 22 in a server, they will likely to attack. They will try many username password to attack the port 22, because 22 is the door into a server. So that's why they are trying to attack 22. So my simple protection is I change the port 22 to any number. So that's first one. The second one, normally I change the root. Where is it? Password authentication. Okay, this one. Permit root login. This one is prohibit password. I normally use no. The simple one. No root login. That's it. Okay. Then you can change. The rest is okay. Okay. If you want to be more secure, you can add firewall into the system, so only certain IP address can access your SSH port. So you can use firewall for that. So in the firewall, we can set SSH can only reachable from certain IP address. That's it. That's make things more difficult to access. Okay. That's it. That's the most important ones to make your server secure. Okay. The other one is secure copy. So normally, in the past, when we transfer file between two different machines, we use FTP. FTP is not secure at all because it's not encrypted. People can easily see your username password. So to be able to secure the system, we need to use secure copy protocol. Okay. Basically, it uses SSH at the lower level, and to copy file, you can use this kind of format. Okay. Secure copy, source file, destination. So the destination, we add username, add host, directory, target file, and it will save the source file into target file. We can use the other way around, of course. We can use source file to target file. Okay, that's secure copy. The other one that we can do is rsync. Rsync is for so we will do the demonstration of this next week, but rsync is for updating your file on the other end. If we need to backup many files from one machine to another, one of the easiest way is checking whether there is any change in the file. So rsync has the capacity to check if the file is different between two machines, and it will only copy the file that different. If the file is the same, no change, it will not copy the file. So that's rsync. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this one. This is cool. This is reverse SSH. Basically, the idea is, I have what, 5 minutes? Okay. Let me give you some picture of reverse SSH. That's the one of the coolest application. Okay, there are platform, there are server on the internet that can provide reverse SSH service. Okay, so basically, if we have local area network, and then we have firewall, and we have the internet here. Internet. Okay. If sorry, I will, sorry, not this one. Duplicate. Where is the delete? Oh, this one delete. Okay. So these are connected to each other. Now, the problem is if we have a server here in the intranet, server is connected to the intranet here, and of course, people on the internet will not be able to access the server because all the traffic will be blocked by the firewall. Okay. Now, to be able to open the server to the internet, we need to have a reverse SSH server here. Reverse SSH server. Okay. And then we need to connect these two using SSH. And we have to configure for reverse SSH. And then the user on the internet basically connect to the reverse SSH using the tunnel we create between the reverse SSH server and the server. People on the internet can access the server at the behind the firewall. Okay. One of the example of the reverse SSH server is ngrok. It's free. Secure tunnel, so it can provide secure tunnel. Put your API shouldn't be hard. Get start for free. Okay, so we can create. We can get. Oops. Okay, so next week I need to sign up first. So I need to sign up first next week, and then we can do some demonstration whether I can. So I will set up a server in my computer, and then I need to sign up to ngrok, and then I can set up the computer to be able to be so it will be accessible from the internet. So ngrok can provide the reverse SSH server for that. Okay, what else? Okay, so I will do some demonstration on SSH next week, as well as some VPN, hopefully next week. Okay, for the last time, any questions? Nope. Okay, so thank you very much. Hope to see you guys next week. I hope there is no problem. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.